Hey everyone, it's Susan and I am back. And what I'm going to be talking about today is actually back to school and some top sort of ideas that you can maybe take away with you to help you and your child. Now, I created a page that you can come to, but for today, I'm just going to go through being organized and what you could use to help you and your child stay organized and make this the best year possible. So to start with, I'm going to start off with Post-it notes. I mean, everybody has those Post-it notes around, right? So Post-it notes are just the best for so many reasons. You can use the sheets to, stick on a child's homework and be really descriptive in what it is that you need support with or your child needs support with, and it's stuck right where the problem was or the activity was that you needed help with. So being able to communicate with a teacher in that way, being able to show them exactly where you're having difficulties is pretty powerful. They don't have to guess about what it is. You can be really direct in, what needs to be happening to help your child, and there isn't any guesswork with that. So communicating using Post-it notes is a really neat idea. Using Post-it notes just to, have your child see where the homework is that they need to hand in. You can put hand this in, stick a sticky note on it, and then that's a reminder. So it's just a simple reminder for your child to hand it in when they open up their binder. Another way you can use it is you can just use it for helping your child with their writing. So let's say they have a number of ideas. You can put the ideas on each sticky note, move it around, and then they're ready to write. So there's so many ways you can use it. You can help your child to figure out that they need 3 things that they need to do in order to be complete for their homework, or what they need to do before they go to school. They need to do 3 things. You could put it on a post-it note, post-it note, and then they could maybe just rip off the post-it note when they're done and put it in the garbage. Kind of a satisfaction instead of checking off a checklist. So however you want to use the colors that might help them to focus in on different things. Again, as a reminder, communicate with people or help them with their homework. So we can go on and on about the different ways that we can use the Post-it notes. The next thing, I think you've probably heard of this, but I will talk about it again, is the zippered binder. It's something that we've used in our household, and it allows your child to put their loose papers, their homework, everything. There's usually a side compartment in the binder that they can put their loose papers in and their homework or their assignments, and then zip it up and away they go. They can bring those loose papers back home, and then you have the time to help them organize where the papers go. If your child has a learning difference, it may seem like their subjects kind of blur and they don't quite know where things fit. So you can help them work through that. If you don't even know where it fits, again, pull out your Post-it note, put that note on for the teacher. I'm not quite sure where this goes. Can you help Johnny put it into their binder? And if they don't understand actually the information that's in front of them, that's also when you want to communicate, and you might actually want to go into the school about that one. So the zippered binder also, if you get the right one, will have a pencil case in it. If you have a child that has difficulty sort of managing where things are, then having the zippered component, the pencil case inside this binder, is ideal. Don't send all the pencils with your child because they might get lost. So what you want to do is just put a couple of pencils and pens and erasers in this pencil case that's in the binder. Load it up maybe once a week to make sure that they have what they need to get started with their activity. It also eliminates all the other sort of pencil case, not pencil case, but the pencil crayons, the markers, all those other things we're going to put in another spot. So they don't get distracted, they can actually just get to work with the essential tools that they need. So that's just a tip for setting your child up and not losing the tools that they need to get started. You can put calculators in there and rulers, but those are fairly big items, so again, it's not going to distract your child from getting started. You can also have a homework section in the binder, so every time they're done their homework, you could put it in there, and again, make it a habit. Once they get to school, they pull out from that area. So the next thing I want to show you is the colored tabs. So this works really well with the zippered binder because then you can put the tabs in the binder with either their workbook or loose, paper, and you can write the subjects on the side. And that allows them then to see the different subjects that they have. It's a great idea to put actually their schedule on the top and color code it to match the tabs. That way they can see, oh yeah, it's geography and it's green and I need to flip open to that section. Hopefully that'll help them put their homework and start writing in the right workbook. That's the advantage of having the tabs. Again, when they get home with you, you can then pull out their loose sheets and put it in the right section. Backpack. All kids have them, right? But sometimes it's what you need to put in them that varies what you're going to purchase. So if you have a big zippered binder because you like that idea of organizing your child and helping them, keep everything they need in one spot, then you probably need a little bit bigger backpack to hold it. If you're thinking about bringing their own device to school, then you want to have an area where the laptop or the tablet is protected, and that allows them to, be able to carry all things. As well, if your child needs, let's say, an iPod or a phone to help them with music, it's just calming for them throughout the day. Again, you want to have a place maybe where they can put the phone and just have the headphones coming out of the backpack, and then they can listen to it on the way, on the bus. That keeps them calm on the bus. It just gives them downtime. Then you also want to consider if your child has a water bottle, which is a nice thing to have with them. Having the compartment on the outside of the backpack is great in the sense that it's not going to spill and, get on their laptop or, their homework and that type of thing. We missed that one year. So we really missed that. So you want to have a side compartment as well for things like water bottles. Also, I like a separate compartment for food as well. It's nice just to keep that separate. So look at what your child needs and then try to find the backpack that's going to fit all those things. Now, remember when I said your child might get distracted if you have too many things in the pencil case? So finding a smaller pencil case where you open it up and you can see most things like the pencil crayons or the glue or the scissors, those types of things. Keeping your pens and pencils and erasers in a different spot will just help them so they're not sort of rifling through, trying to find a pencil, then get distracted, yada, 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 right? So you can keep the pencil case in their desk, and that will allow them to, find their pencil crayons when they need them. Otherwise, it just stays zipped up. So it's just a really quick way to keep other tools separate so they can find them. They don't need to bring that home with them. You could probably keep an extra set of pencil crayons at home, so if they need to do homework, they can get that done as well. So that's pencil cases. Again, make it fun, make it cool, so they like their pencil case. Whiteboards. I love whiteboards. I have 2 of them right now. Well, I used to have a smaller one. I gave that to my son. So whiteboards can be used for so many reasons. It's really just like Post-it notes. Whiteboards will allow you to write down, what you want your child to do. You can make a checklist with it. You can use it for homework to help them with, let's say, math. You could use it as a number line, or you can just use dots to do addition. You could write down their ideas, again, just like the Post-it notes, and just give them their ideas out for them. There's so many ways that we can use this whiteboard. As well, if it's a magnetic whiteboard, you can put pictures on it to use as a checklist, and you can change it up. So your child could take the pictures off, and you can use them for morning and you can use them for night. Let's say you have 4 pictures for morning activities and 4 pictures for night activities. You can just use the marker to check off when they've completed each activity. So you can just change up using a whiteboard for so many things. And a calendar. A calendar, for us, it's a matter of seeing the big picture, like what is happening this week, but also what is happening next week. So you can sort of plan your time better. So this is not just for kids, for sure. It's for parents just to know, well, you know what? We have this activity tomorrow, which means we have to get the homework done tonight. That's just a way of helping your child to plan out, what they need to do and not missing any appointments. It's just a great skill to teach your child and also for you. So if you say, hey, can you put that on the calendar for me so that we know that that's something we need to get done, you're teaching them that skill. And that leads me into the last sort of organizing item for school, which is an agenda. A number of schools have an agenda that comes home. I find it is a higher level skill to have an agenda. Kids generally don't say, okay, this is what's happening through the day and write, 9 a.m. I'm in English, 10 a.m. I'm here. So an agenda is used maybe a little bit differently in the school setting. It's more, here's homework and this is what you need to do. So I think the agenda you could use more at home. You could write out what they need to maybe do in the day and start getting them to just use an agenda as they get older and it makes more sense for them, particularly as they're heading off into post-secondary education. That's when the agenda is really going to play a big role. But right now, just being aware of what they need to get done and how much time they have, you could probably do that with the monthly calendar. You could also use the digital calendar for reminders. That's more where kids are at, is just for them to say, yes, I have a math test on Thursday, and just being aware of that and putting alerts in for them so that they can remember. So I think I wrote that all down here. Okay, so that's all I'm going to share with you right now. So I will share more content in the next video about back to school. So we'll talk soon.